Intermediate Session 3 on Subtraction. Before you continue watching, make sure to subscribe and like. The topics we're going to be covering today are subtraction and decimal and fraction subtraction. So we're going to start off with subtraction. What is subtraction? Unlike addition when we're putting things together, subtraction is when we're taking things off. So in a problem such as 99 minus 63 equals 36, 36 is the difference or the answer to a subtraction problem. So if you're doing a word problem and you think, when do I use subtraction? You're going to look for some keywords. The most common of these keywords are difference, subtract, and take away. If you see those, then you know you're going to subtract. So as a review, we're going to do some subtraction problems. We're going to do 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit, and 4 digit. The 3 and 4 digit are going to be a bit tricky because they involve carrying the 1. But let's do it. So 6 minus 3. That's pretty easy. We go 4, 5, 6. So our answer is going to be 3. What about 27 minus 13? Like always, we start with the units and then go on that way. So 7 minus 3 is 4, and 2 minus 1 is 1. Our answer is 14. That was pretty easy. Now on to some of the more trickier ones. 5 minus 7. I'm pretty sure we can't do 5 minus 7 because 5 is less than 7. So instead we're going to carry the 1. And to do that, we're going to cross out this 2, make it a 1, and this 5 is going to become a 15. So 15 minus 7 is 8. So that worked out good. And now let's go to 1 minus 9. 1 is less than 9. So we're going to cross out the 3, make it a 2, and put a 1 in front of the 11 to make it 11. 11 minus 9 is 2, and then 2 minus 2 is 0. But we really don't need to write the 0 because, well, we don't. And now for the trickiest one, 4 digit. So 5 minus 9, we can't do that because 5 is clearly less than 9. So we're going to cross out this 5, make it a 4, make this 5 a 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. Now 4 minus 8. Once again, 4 is less than 8, so we can't do this. We're going to cross out this 5, make it a 4, and this 4 is going to become a 14. 14 minus 8 is 6, and then 4 minus 7. Once again, we can't do that because 4 is less than 7, so we're going to cross out this 4, make it a 3, and put a 1 in front of this 4. So 14 minus 7 is 7. And then 3 minus 2, 3 is bigger than 2, so we don't have to carry the 1, is 1. So 4,555 minus 2,789 is 1,766. So now we're going to move on to decimal subtraction. We're going to start without carrying the 1. So basically decimal subtraction is just like subtraction, except there's one difference, and that's these pink little dots, also called the decimal. So let's start with this example. They don't have it written for us, and we always want to write it like this because it's super easy. Just gonna add that subtraction sign. So whenever we write adding or subtracting decimals, we want to line up these decimal points. So we're gonna put this one here, and this one here, and we're gonna fill it in from there. 6.37.4.25. Always remember the subtraction symbol because if not, you might think you're gonna add and then do the problem wrong. So that's important. So let's start. We're gonna start with the right hand side first, which is this. 7 minus 5 is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, and 6 minus 4 is 2. And then where does that decimal? Before you do the problem, you're supposed to put that decimal point right there. You're supposed to drop it down so you can draw the line through it. And that's how you do that one. Now let's move on to this one. This one's going to be a bit easier because they already wrote it down for us. Like I said before, the first thing we want to do is drop down the decimal. That is a beautiful decimal, whatever. Okay, 9 minus 6, it's 3. 7 minus 3 is 4, and 5 minus 2 is 3, which makes our answer 3.43. So now we're going to move on to with carrying the 1. These are going to be a bit more confusing, but you'll get it. So we have two examples, 6.37 minus 4.58. So they already have written it in vertical notation for us, so that's good. So let's start from the right. 7 minus 8, we can't do that. 7 is less than 8. So we're going to take this 3, we're going to cross it off, make it a 2, and make this 7 a 17. Now we can do 17 minus 8, which is 9. Now 2 minus 5. 2 is less than 5, so we can't do that. So we're going to cross out this 6, make it a 5, and make this 2 a 12. 12 minus 5 is 7, and then 5 minus 4 is 1. So before I did all this, I already had this decimal point there, because that's important. You have to do the decimal point first. If you don't, then you're just going to get confused in the end. So here again, we have the decimal point first, and they've put this in a horizontal notation for us. 8.75 minus 6.93. So we're going to first write our decimals, these pink ones, and then we're going to fill the rest in. 8.75 and then 6.93. And then we first drop the decimal point down, and then we go from there. 5 minus 3 is 2, so that's okay. 7 minus 9, 7 is less than 9. So we're going to cross off this 8, make it a 7, make this 7 a 17. 17 minus 9 is 8, 7 minus 6 is 1. And that gives us our answer. So now we're going to move on to fraction subtraction. When we subtract fractions, for now all the denominators are going to be the same. So we're going to subtract the top and the bottom stays the same. That's all you need to know. And let's do some practice problems. So we have 6/8 minus 3/8. I drew a beautiful pizza and split it up into 8s. And I shaded 6 of them. So that's how much we start off with. And then little Timmy eats 3 of those slices. So we're gonna take these 3 out. So now let's count how many are left. There's 1, 2, and 3. 3 parts, and in the whole, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slices. So our answer's 3/8. And as you can see, we only subtracted 6 minus 3 and kept the denominator the same. So let's move on to 6 7s minus 2 7s. We subtract the top, 4, because 6 minus 2 is 4, and the bottom stays the same, 7. So our answers are 7. And that's it to fraction subtraction. So when are we going to use subtraction in real life? Well, here's an example. Little Timmy has 7/8 cups of sugar, and he uses 3/8 cups of sugar for a recipe. How much does he have left? So this problem, we first have to look for keywords that show what operation we're going to use. So in this, we see that there's took away, and that is a key word for subtraction. So we're going to subtract. So when we subtract, we have to find out how much we start with and then how much we're taking away. So we start with 7/8, so we're going to write that. And then we take away 3/8, so we're going to do that. And just a quick review and reminder, the top is the numerator, and the bottom is called the denominator. You probably can't read that, but sorry about that. And so we subtract the top and keep the bottom the same. 7 minus 3 is 4. 8 stays the same. So our answer is 4/8. But this answer isn't final. There are 2 things that you guys need to know. One is the units, which is cups of sugar. Units are important because we can say 4/8 slices of pizza. So we have to remember the unit. The other thing is that you guys are going to learn this later on, but 4/8 can be reduced to a simpler fraction. I'm not going to explain that now because that's just going to confuse you guys more, but just know that this answer can be simplified. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you have any questions, you can email info@agoramathcircle.org or comment below and we'll reply back. Maybe. And if you want to see practice things or anything about us, you can visit our website, which is basically the end of the email but without the info and the end. So bye!